What's up, everybody? How is everybody's Friday going so far? And boy, does it feel great to be alive on YouTube on a Friday afternoon or a Friday evening or what? What's up, guys? Ryan here. I hope you guys are having a lovely and magical start to your Friday. By the way, happy Friday. Happy Good Friday. I hope you guys are ready for the weekend because it is Friday. Woo, woo. But more importantly, guys, welcome back to the channel of Positive Time with Ryan. Just wanted to say this real quick. Please keep your thoughts and your prayers with Florida State University of course, the incident that happened yesterday. Florida State University, we are thinking of you. We love you. And please keep FSU in your thoughts and your prayers. We love you, Florida State. But we are going to answer one question in this episode. And the question is autism a disability or a disorder? Well, I'm pretty interested to know that is a really good question. A lot of people say that autism is technically a disability, and I would say, no. We said at the beginning of the month that, yeah, a lot of people say autism is a disability, but in reality, it not really is a disability. A lot of people do get offended by people saying that autism is a disability. So, and you know, for someone that has autism, knows autism, experiences autism, yada, 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 I would say it is more of a disorder than a disability. And you're probably going to ask me why. You got to really think about it. You know, people who have a disability, really, they don't like really people who have autism, work with people that are with autism, or know someone on the autism spectrum. It just really offends them when you look at that and you say, hey, you know, it's a disability. It will offend a lot of people with autism. It will offend doctors who literally work with autism patients. And so it's kind of more polite to just call autism a disorder more than a disability. But like I said, doesn't mean you have autism, doesn't mean you get a free pass on stuff. You know, you got to hold people with autism accountable, just like you would hold anybody else accountable for the actions. But to say that autism is a disability, that's just painful, you know, because a lot of people literally believe that autism is not a disability, but that it is a disorder. So I want you guys to know that if you're asking the question, is autism a disability or a disorder? Number one, that is a really good question. But more than likely, it makes logic sense to actually call it more of a disorder than a disability. But like I probably said this a lot already on the channel throughout the month of April. People who have autism or even are on the spectrum with autism, it doesn't matter if they're high functioning, it doesn't matter if they're low functioning. They can do literally any job out there. You can't go up to someone and say, hey, you have autism, so you cannot do this, or you can't do that, or you don't qualify for this, or you don't qualify for that. Don't get me wrong, when it comes to middle school, middle/junior high, and high school, and even college, it's important that someone with autism has something that is called an IEP. I've already talked about what an IEP is and how it has everything a lot to do with autism. I'm not going to re-explain myself, so if you want to check that video out, go check it out. But it's important to know that with a kid in school with autism, they need an IEP. Because and I've already said this, every IEP is different. But basically, and if you guys have autism or you have an IEP, you have the right to have a copy of your IEP at any given time. You have the right to actually control your own IEP if you wish. Yeah. So if you're asking what is an IEP, I can't talk today. An IEP stands for Individual Education Plan. Like I said, every IEP is different. But like I said, guys, going back to the question, is autism a disability or disorder? It is more of a disorder than a disability, because a lot of people get really, really offended to be told that autism is a disability. So I want you guys to know that autism is absolutely not a disability, but it is a disorder, because when you look at autism as a disability instead of a disorder, you're going to have a whole lot more people say that, you don't belong here. You have this disability, therefore you can't do this. And to look at them and say, hey, you have autism, it's a disorder. A lot of people really, when it comes to community, they will get extremely offended. And I want you guys to know, this is important. They'll get really offended that you say autism is a disability. Right off the bat, if you look at someone who has autism and you say that is a disability, I can pretty much say there's a good chance they are going to get really, really offended. It won't work out in your favor very well, because they could get offended to the extent they could file a lawsuit against you and all that. So I want you guys to know the key is the main reason that people with autism want to look at it as a disorder instead of a disability is simply because when it comes to the disability side, they feel like they are being prevented from doing this, applying for this, wanting to go out and do this. And so they look at it as a disorder, because they know that, hey, if it's a disorder, I will have the access to this. I will be able to do this. I will be able to qualify for this. I'll have the same and equal opportunity to do all this as everybody else. So I really hope that makes sense. But no, autism is not a disability. It is a disorder. And when I was a kid in elementary school and going through hell each and every day, the one thing I heard a lot is that autism, you got a disability, you're not going to be able to do this, and yada, yada, yada. And I want you to look at autism not as a disability, but more as a disorder. Hopefully that makes sense for all of you guys. All right, guys, so remember the keyword autism, not a disability. It is a disorder, but no, it is not mental disorder. There's a lot of disorders out there. Autism is not a mental disorder, but at the exact same time, it is not a disability. All right, guys, before I end this episode, again, I want you guys to keep your thoughts and your prayers with Florida State University of the university shooting yesterday. I'm not going to go into details, but please keep your thoughts and your prayers with Florida State University. Okay, guys, we are now 3 days away from me sharing my life journey with autism. That will begin this upcoming Monday, only right here on Positive Time with Ryan on YouTube. There is absolutely nothing off limits. So if you guys want me to talk about something particularly in my experience, please let me know what that is down below in the comment section. Also save the date for this Sunday. It's going to be a very special edition of Positive Time with Ryan on Sunday, not because it is Easter, but because of what could very well happen on Sunday night regarding John Cena. It will be a very special episode on Sunday, and then the very next day, Monday, we will start on the channel about my story time and my life journey with autism, and we will do that for the remaining of the month of April right here on Positive Time with Ryan. So save the date for this Sunday and this upcoming Monday. Again, very special edition and magic edition on Sunday regarding John Cena. And then we will start my life journey and my experience dealing with autism on Monday. So those are the 2 dates you need to save for this channel on Positive Time with Ryan regarding my life journey and my experience story time. There is absolutely nothing off limits. Everything is allowed to be discussed. Every little question you guys have is allowed to be asked, because wherever you guys have a question, I pretty much have gone through it and I will share my experience. But remember, guys, what my experience is doesn't mean it's everybody's experience with autism, okay? Just want to remind you of that. It's just my life journey and my experience, all right? Okay, guys, I'm going to end the episode right there. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like and thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, guys. Have a awesome rest of your Friday afternoon or evening. As always, happy Friday. And as you know, guys, we are on the eve of the weekend. Woo, woo. I'll see you guys right back here tomorrow in the next episode.